Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Kelvin here. Have you ever wondered how much are your friends making? Or just curious whether you are earning as much as your friends? No? Okay, maybe it's just me. But if you are curious, here's the good news. Now you can finally find out where you stand compared to your peers. That's because the government releases this kind of data every year, like the median income across different age groups, gender and occupations, the personal savings rate for each quarter, and even the median balance across different CPF accounts. So using all this data, we will try to find out how much savings you should have at every age. We will also look at how much CPF money you should have, because your CPF money is still your money. CPF likes to remind us about that, not sure why. But before I start, I would greatly appreciate it if you can help to tap the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. In return, I will show you a cat giving a high five. Alright, let's start right now. At age 25, most of us would have already graduated and entered the real world. This is an exciting period for most of us because it means that now you can stop doing that stupid math homework and start earning real money. Day in, day out, non-stop for half of our lives until we become old apek and old ama. But that's beside the point. The point is, we are now in full control of our lives. The median income at 25 years old is $3,500. Depending on your job position and education level, you could be earning $4,500 or more. But we will just use the median salary here. Also, just in case you're wondering, the median income doesn't include your employer's CPF contribution. So it's just your own income, yeah? The median CPF balance for this age group is below 20k, which is totally normal as you have just started working. If you have just graduated from uni or college, chances are you are owing around 20k to 30k tuition fee loan to the bank, unless you have the pharma sponsorship or father-mother sponsorship. If you are in debt, what you want to do is chop quickly pay off your loan as fast as you can, because interest is a super high 4.5% or more. I paid off mine within 2 years. #proud. By paying it off as soon as possible, it's as though you have made a guaranteed 4.5% on your money. So that's good. Then sign up for at least one credit card and learn how to master the art of spending with credit cards. Besides the awesome sign-up gifts, you will also get some bonus savings, which is nice. Apply for an SRS account, CDB account, and sign up to all those brokers and get their free gifts first. You don't have to use them for now, but they will come in handy when you need them eventually. Another pro tip, get life insurance as early as you can, because the earlier you sign up, the cheaper it will be. You may think that all insurance agents are out there to scam you, and insurance is just a waste of money. But given that the chances of getting cancer in Singapore is super high, if you touch wood get it one day, you'll be super thankful that you got insurance earlier on. And not to mention that you might get a free balloon when you sign up for insurance. Let's fast forward to age 30. This is when you exit the tutorial zone and start getting serious. The median income for this age group is $4,500. If you are earning this income, congratulations! This means your pay is higher than the median income of the entire Singapore, which is $4,680, including employer's CPF contribution. Otherwise, it's totally fine, as you can still increase your pay by going for courses and changing jobs. While the median CPF balance for this age group is between 40k to 60k, the recommendation is to hit 130k. This number comes from 1M65 by Mr. Lu. Basically, this strategy says that if you have 130k in CPF at 30 years old, due to the magic of compounding, you and your partner will together reach a total of $1 million by 65 years old. As for savings, many websites recommend saving at least 1 year of your income. So, for example, if you earn 4.5k a month, you should have saved at least 1 year of that, or 54k. Quick pause, let me share a quick message from this video's sponsor, Weibo. This month, Weibo has further improved the sign-up bonus to $130 worth of free Tesla shares and a free Grab voucher worth $10. All you'll need to do is deposit at least 2000 SGD into Webull, make one buy trade on either US stocks or US ETFs, make another buy trade on US option, while maintaining a 2000 SGD net account value for that 30 days, and you will receive all your rewards. So if you are interested, you can sign up with my link down below. With that being said, let's get back to the video. Now, even though your salary has gone up, hopefully, if you want to be able to retire by 65, avoid lifestyle inflation and keep your expenses the same as much as possible. You don't need to drive expensive cars and live in luxury condos in order to be happy, yeah? The median savings rate from 2012 to 2022 is 28.8%. So you can try aiming for that. But I understand that at age 30, you will have a lot of big expenses. That's because 30 years old is the median age to get married and to have kids. So your savings rate may be low during this period. I think that's okay. But still, at the very least, aim to save at least 20% of your income every month. Use it to build up 6 months worth of emergency funds, then invest the rest of the money. This is super important because if you are able to invest as much money as you can at the start, you will have more time to compound and grow, and you will end up with more money at the end. Pro tip: invest in stuff that can give you an annual return of at least 7% over the long term. Avoid dividend stocks if possible because 1. Dividend income is pointless at this age, and 2. Dividend stocks will only give a low return. Go for stuff like S&P 500 ETF, QQQ, and growth stocks. In the short term, they may be super volatile, but over the long term, they tend to go up because stonks. At age 40, the median income is 6K, or if you are a manager, you might even reach 9.5K. But here's an important concept to know. It's not about how much you can earn, it's about how much you can save. You could be earning $13.6 million like Gupta-san, but if you are spending all of it on expensive stuff like Starbucks coffee, you will still be poor. Versus someone who's earning 6K and is able to save 5K, he will end up with more money at the end. The median CPF balance is between 200K to 220K, which is well above the 192K recommended by 1M65. Many websites recommend saving 3 times of your annual income, but I think that's too little. Here's why. According to a study, an elderly will need up to 1.7K a month to have a basic standard of living. Note, that's just a basic standard of living, like having enough money to eat, buy clothes, and take public transports. That's all. If you want something more exciting after retirement, like traveling the world, scuba diving or skydiving every day, then you will need a lot more money, like maybe 3K plus of income coming in every month. According to something called the 4% rule, you will need to have saved up $1 million by 65 years old in order to be able to withdraw 4% or 3.3K from your investments every month without ever running out of money. Sidley calculated that if you just use the median savings rate, at age 40, you will have 213K. Continue this till 60 years old, you are nowhere close to $1 million, and you will have to say goodbye to your skydiving trips. Hence, instead of just saving 3 times of your annual income, I suggest doubling the amount to 6 times of your annual income. But if you feel that saving 6 times of your annual income may be hard, here's the good news. If you have been investing consistently before this, your investments would have been growing all this while. So instead of the 213K savings you see here, you will have a much higher savings. Also, if we relook at the median income chart, you will notice that the income peaks between 40 to 49 years old, after which it starts dropping. So when you are 40, try to make the most of what you have, like finding a job that you really like. Save and invest as much money as you can, because after that, it may be hard to increase your pay any further. Moving on, at 50 years old, your earnings may have already peaked and have started to come down to a median of 4.5K. At the same time, median CPF balance have gone up to 300K to 400K, which is well above the recommended balance of 284k by 1M65. At 50, websites recommend saving 5 to 6 times your annual income. But again, if you are planning for comfortable retirement, I recommend saving at least 7 times your annual income. Due to compounding, your investments should be growing a lot faster now. And if you are doing it right, the amount that it is growing every year should overtake the amount that you are contributing to it. So let's say if your portfolio size is 500k, with a 7% return, it is growing at 35k every year. Most people will find it hard to contribute 35k to it. Also, at this age, if your portfolio is heavy into volatile stuff like growth stocks, meme stocks, and cryptos, it is time to reduce your risk by converting some of it into safe dividend stocks. That's because at this age, the purpose of investing isn't so much about growing your money fast and furious, but rather it's about growing it steady from PP, so that even if a crash does come, you won't suddenly lose 50% of your money and get a heart attack. That would be bad. At 55, you'll be able to access some of your CPF money. But unless you need the money, I recommend you to stop your itchy fingers and just leave the money alone, so that it can continue compounding in CPF. At 60 years old, the median salary is 2.4k, while the median CPF balance is 220k to 240k. But if you have just left your CPF money alone and don't disturb it, it should have grown to 1M65 recommended balance of 421k. By now, your kids have all grown up and the house has already been paid off. Hopefully, yeah, which means your expenses should be quite low now. The recommended amount is to save 7 to 8 times of your annual income. But my recommendation is 10 times of your annual income instead, in order to have a comfortable retirement. CPF will also start paying you money at 65 years old, and depending on which plan you are on, you will receive different payouts. Your investment portfolio should consist mostly of dividend stocks, so that 1. You will receive a steady dividend income, and 2. Your portfolio is much more stable. If everything goes well, you will be able to finally retire at 63 years old and start skydiving every day. So that's how much savings you need at every age. Now, even though there's this whole median savings thing and savings target, they are just something for you to reference. It should serve as a goal, not a competition, yeah. The more important thing is learning how to live within your means and be happy with what you have. Someone who is earning 5k a month can be equally happy and contented as someone who is earning $1 million a month. To summarize, if you are able to cut back on your expenses, save as much as you can, then invest the rest, you should be able to live a comfortable retirement life. Hopefully, you find this video useful. Like, share and subscribe as I'll be posting new videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.